And now I would like to hand it over to Mr. Matsuhashi-san from Akita. And Matsuhashi-san, よろしくお願いいたします。
Hello from Akita. My name is Kyotaro Matsuhashi. I am working with Japan Medical Society of Akita. I'm happy to announce that starting the first ever online workshop with Minnesota and Akita today. And I'm honored to host the very first of the event today and to have such wonderful attendees. The objective today is making a local cuisine called Kiritanpo nabe. It's type of hot food dish very popular here in Akita. I hope after today's event, one or more pages will be added to your recipe. We have a special teacher today, Sato-san and Suzuki-san. So please give warm welcome to young lady.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yuko Suzuki, and I am happy to have this opportunity today, and I hope you enjoy. And my name is Sanae Sato, and we will introduce the hometown's cuisine. It's called Kiritanpo, and of course, this is one of my favorite foods. Before we start cooking, I'd like to give you a brief introduction why we're here today or why we have a relationship with Minnesota. Three of us, we went to school here in Akita. It was 2 years college called MSUA, Minnesota State University of Akita. Unfortunately, the school got closed in 2003, so we graduated there and actually transferred to school in Minnesota. Matsuhashi-san actually went to Minnesota State University, Mankato, and Yuko-san went to Winona State, and I myself went to St. Cloud State. So we've all been to Minnesota one time, and we had a great time there.
Yes.
Yes, right? So, okay, enough talking, and let's start cooking then. Okay. First, we make Kiritanpo. Kiritanpo is the name of the dish, but it actually rice stick. Then it's the name of the rice stick, and we're gonna use from the scratch. This is freshly steamed rice here in a bowl. I hope you can see it. Can you see it? And we're gonna mash it with surikogi peso. So with the tip of the surikogi peso like this. This is surikogi peso. If you don't have this, you can use regular masher or large bowl and start pounding the rice. You might need some help to hold the suribachi bowl. Okay, be sure to crush all the grains until they are almost completely mushed. If it's not mushed enough, it's not sticky enough. So then it's gonna break apart later on when it's cooking. You might need some. Everyone, can you see? Okay, I see some. It's a little bit of hard work. What do you think? I think it's good. She's working really hard. I think it's good. I think it's good enough. Okay. If it's mashed, take 3 to 4 ounces of rice, or about 100 milligrams of rice. and make a rice ball. Wet your hand with salt water to avoid sticking. Yeah. Make a rice ball here. Shape it into a ball. It doesn't need to be a good shape of roughly a ball, then fine. And then use, maybe it's a bit big, like this big. And then we're gonna use chopsticks today. Disposable chopsticks today. Like this. And stick and pierce the rice ball with the stick and gradually shape it around the stick. Like this. You can occasionally wet your hands with the salt water to avoid sticking. Today we're using disposable chopsticks to make it simple, but actually these are the skewers dedicated for making kiritanpo. But you can use regular bamboo stick or chopsticks. And when it is about 6 inches long, wet our cutting board with salt water and roll the rice on the surface to even out. Even out like this. If the proper skewers are not available, you can just tear rice into like bite-sized pieces, like small balls or dumplings. The hot pot dish with small rice balls called tamako nabe, with same ingredients with kiritanpo. It's also a popular local cuisine of Akita. Okay, it looks good. Like this. So this is kiritanpo. And then we're going to toast it using frying pan today. Coat a pan with vegetable oil, little bit of vegetable oil. And then place the kiritanpo onto the heated pan. You can place it. And you can occasionally rotate the kiritanpo to toast evenly until it's, ooh, careful. Like that. Rotate the kiritanpo to toast evenly. Authentic kiritanpo toasted around a traditional open hearth called irori, but today we're using frying pan. So far, so good. Do you have any questions or any comments so far? No questions?
Not right now. I'm getting a lot of comments that people are getting hungry.
Sorry.
Oh, well, hold on. What kind of rice are you using right now?
What kind?
What kind of, like, is that Akita komachi?
This is Akita komachi, right? Of course.
Of course it is. Is the only seasoning as of now is the salt water?
It's actually not seasoning, strictly speaking.
Okay.
To wet your hand to avoid sticking.
Oh,
Maybe
gotcha.
just regular water is fine too.
Okay. I guess, so how many kiritanpo do you usually make? But let's just say family of 4.
Oh, that's a good question. I think serving one person is 1 stick or 2. Matsuhashi-san eats 2. That's what he said.
So 2 by 4, 8 is enough, I think.
Or I think I put 4 or 5 kiritanpo in our recipe.
Okay.
Remember, we took 3 to 4 ounces of rice. It's 100 milligrams of rice. It's actually 1 cup of rice. Chawan. I don't know how to say. Rice bowl. Rice bowl? Or maybe, yeah. So the rice bowl is onigiri size. So serving for 1 person.
Actually,
Does that answer your question?
yes. Another question was the rice warm when you started to smushing it?
Yes, it has to be hot.
Okay.
You have to mash it while it's hot. It's kind of hot, but otherwise it's not gonna taste very good.
Oh,
It
interesting.
has to be freshly steamed rice.
Is it difficult to mush it if you don't have suribachi? Can it be just a large bowl?
Large bowl is fine. Large bowl is fine.
Okay.
Because suribachi bowl it's the surface of the bottom. The surface of the bottom is it's not smooth, so it's gonna move around.
Gotcha.
So that's what we use. I think the heavier bowl is the better.
Okay, that's interesting. Last question for this segment. What is the consistency of that rice? Is it like a porridge or is it like a normal meal rice?
Porridge, definitely. Last time actually we tried ourselves and it was a little bit soft and it didn't work out very good. So maybe like a little bit hotter
Oh,
rice. Firm rice I think it's good.
okay. These are good questions.
It's kind of hard to mush though.
Yes. So it's a good workout also. Yeah, I think that's all the question we have so far.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. It looks good though. Okay, it's brown, so so this is how to make kiritanpo itself. Actually, can you see? And actually, we have pre-made kiritanpo nowadays in the supermarket because we're very busy. So we're gonna use this pre-made kiritanpo for later on this. This was 5 sticks of kiritanpo, and I cut into 3 pieces each. So I think this is the regular 4 or 5 servings portion. Okay. Okay. We have to take out the skewer or chopstick. So slightly palm on your hand several times. Be careful, it's very hot. But better remove it while it's hot. Okay. Yeah, it's very hot. You can wet your. Okay. And then squiggle a little bit and twist and rotate the skewer a little at a time, and that will help removing the skewers. Yep. Okay. This is how to make kiritanpo. Okay. Okay. This is easy, right? Simple so far. Next, we're going to prepare some soup and vegetables. Preparing soup. Today we're demonstrating easy way using a chicken powder. But without chicken powder, you can cook chicken broth from scratch. I added the step-by-step procedure in the recipe. So if you have time, please try that way of version. But we're gonna go with simple way today. And believe me, it's so good. Okay, so we have 5 cups of water. It's already hot water. And add 3 to 4 spoons of chicken powder. Chicken powder in a pot. And then next, soy sauce, a half cup of soy sauce here. Add it to the pot. And this is a mixture of a half cup of sake and 1 tablespoon of sugar. And add this to the pot. If you have mirin, you can use, mirin is a sweet rice wine. You can go ahead and use mirin as well. And bring it to a boil on high heat. That's the simple way of making soup. You want to put the lid? Okay. Okay, we're going to prepare some vegetables. Then. Okay, first we have shirataki noodle. It's actually already prepared. It's tangled. And we have gobo. This is a burdock root or gobo root. We are going to use a peeler and remove the skin. Don't worry too much if the color of the burdock root turns red or a little brownish. It's because of the polyphenol contained in the burdock root and that are oxidized by oxygen in the air. Smells fresh. Okay, this is how to peel off the skin. And then next, we're gonna shred and shave the burdock root and use into a bowl of water like this. It takes a little while. Maybe it is hard to find burdock root, or maybe some of you may never heard of the burdock root. But I think some Asian grocery stores in Minnesota, they have burdock root. Actually, we have already prepared shredded gobo root today because it takes a little while to shred every portion. Okay, so this is burdock root. After finish shaving, slightly rinse with running water and strain them with a strainer. This is how to prepare burdock root. The next, okay, let's cut green onion. This is Japanese green onion, or maybe like a leek. It's a little bit longer and thicker than American green onion. We are going to use white part of green onion today. Cut into half. Hello. The green part of the onion, you can use it for the soup if you want to make a chicken broth from the scratch. And cut it in diagonally. Are we still online? Are we still online?
Yeah.
we had some technical problems here. I thought we lost everyone.
No, we see you. We see
Okay,
you.
okay, great.
Yeah, we're all waving at you.
Were you able to see the preparation of green onion?
Yes.
Great, great. And put it into the side. What's next? What's next? Seri. This is called seri. It looks like a watercress. It's a Japanese watercress or Japanese parsley we call, and we are gonna cut into 2 to 3 inches long. Two to 3 inches long. we go by metric system, so we're kind of a little bit confused. Maybe 5-6 centimeters. I think this big is fine. This vegetable has distinctive aroma, and it's gonna add good texture and aroma to the dish. But maybe you cannot find it in the US. You can substitute with the regular watercress, I think. Hi. And then what's next? Okay, maitake mushroom. This one is also hard to find in US, maybe. Have you ever seen maitake mushroom? Do you know? Oh, some people know. Maybe nowadays you can get in Minnesota too. So cut off the bottom. It's maybe sometimes it has a hard part on the bottom, so you're gonna cut off. But after that, you can just tear apart with using hands. Maitake mushroom have kind of unique aroma and crunchy texture also, and it's gonna add earthy aroma and taste to the dish. But if you cannot get maitake mushroom, you can just substitute with any kinds of mushroom, right? Your favorite mushroom. Okay, so this is it. It's done. And okay, here we have chicken thigh. Already cut into bite-sized pieces. I think this is the all ingredients we have for today's dish, Kiritanpo. I think, yeah, this is the whole ingredients, including Kiritanpo. Okay, now we're ready to put them into the pot. Do you have any questions so far?
Yes.
I can feel.
So there's a one question, well, actually a few. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
okay. Why is Kiritanpo needed to be roasted?
It adds toasty flavor. It is. And if it's just mushed, then it's kind of sticky outside, and it's gonna break apart in the pot. So if you roast it, it adds like a crispy coat around the stick, around the rice. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Great. Another question is, when you eat it in the soup, how is it different from mochi's consistency?
Mochi is actually, the rice itself is different. Mochi has more stickier. I don't know why, but this is regular rice, not mochi rice. Maybe you didn't answer the question.
Yeah, it's a like a sweet rice, has a much more starch in it, and then that's what we use it for mochi.
It's very sticky, right?
Yeah.
Mochi is
You
very
get
sticky.
a lot more stickier, and you can stretch it,
But this is not that sticky.
right? Yep.
It's not gonna like become like this, stretch this long.
Yep, you're making people very hungry right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's finish.
Take that for now. Thank you.
Okay. First we add chicken thigh to the pot. And then next, chicken thigh. Maybe we can put in high heat. It's already high heat. And next, gobo root, burdock root. I can hold it. Add gobo and shirataki noodle next. She's very detailed. You have to put one by one. So shirataki noodle is in the pot now. And the maitake mushroom next. We're gonna add these ingredients first because chicken and shirataki noodle takes some time to cook and absorb the broth. Also, gobo and maitake mushroom will add savory flavor to the broth. So we're gonna add them first in the pot. Okay, looks good. Put the lid back and turn on the heat and bring it to a boil. Okay. Do you have some questions here? If you don't have question, I have some question for you.
Yep, not as of now. Please go ahead.
Okay, I have some question for you now. Okay, we prepare some quizzes for you. Hold on. What about hot spring question? Maybe some of you see something, but while we're waiting for the pot to be cooked, I have some question for you. Do you know onsen, hot spring? We have so many hot springs in Akita, and one hot spring called Tamagawa Hot Spring is very, very popular because of something. It's #1 in Japan in something. And I would like you to think why they're famous, what's they're famous for. You have 4 options. Here, Tamagawa Hot Spring is famous because they have the most amount of hot water. Or 2, acidity of the water is very unique. Number 3, the depth of the the tap of onsen is the deepest in Japan. Number 4, they have the longest history as a hot spring hotel in Japan.
How about people show fingers?
That's a good idea. Did you get my questions? Oh, I see some 3 and 2. Maybe people are still decided. Oh. Okay.
3, 2, 3, 2. 2 が
2 is very popular, I think.
I think. 4.
Yeah, some people have 4. Good. Okay, here's the answer. Ta-da! Number 2. Come back. The acidity of the water is very unique. It has pH 1.2. It's very, very acidic. We went to Tamagawa Hot Spring one time, and you can actually feel the acidity because it's, what do you call it? It's kind of hard.
Itchy.
Yeah, itchy. It's very, very popular for its acidity too, but also a lot of people believe it's the water is good for the skin disease. So even some people believe it's good for curing cancer too. So a lot of people come to Tamagawa Hot Spring. Okay, good. How is our dish? Okay, looks good. Chicken turns white. I think it's good. Okay, let's get back to the cooking. Okay, so next we are going to add green onion. White part of the green onion. And Kiritanpo. She's very detailed. So you can absorb the broth. And the Kiritanpo can absorb the broth too. And we're going to cook for maybe 5 to 6 more minutes. After this, we're gonna add seri later on at the very end of the dish to finish up the dish. Smells good. Smells really good. Okay. So put some cover back. Some cover back, and we're gonna cook for a couple more minutes. And I have another question for you while we were waiting for the dish. Slide, please. We're gonna skip that question. Okay, we're calling this dish Kiritanpo. I told you it's the name of the rice stick. So what's the Kiritanpo? This name is actually kind of unique even for Japanese people. It sounds unique. Why we call this rice stick Kiritanpo? That's the question. Okay, here's the 4 options you can choose. We call this Kiritanpo because number 1, it looks like the fluff of some plant. It looks like the shape looks like the fluff of the plant called tampo. That's why we call Kiritanpo. Number 2, we call the container of sake to warm that up. We call that tampo. So it resembles the shape. So that's why we call Kiritanpo, because Kiritanpo is good with sake. Number 3, we call the tip of the sphere tampo, and it looks like that tampo. That's what we call. Number 4, the instrument called tampo we have in Japan. It's made from wood. It's an instrument like a flute. We call it tampo, and the shape of the Kiritanpo looks like the flute. That's what we call. Okay, show your finger, please. Ooh, number 4. Everyone's saying number 4.
3.
Some 3. Some haven't decided yet. Number 3. Okay. I see 3 and 4 popping. 1. Okay. Okay. Everyone decided? Okay, here's the answer. Ta-da! Number 3. We call Kiritanpo because it looks like the practice spear's tip. It's called tampo. And kiri means cut. So we're going to, we cut tampo. So that's why we call Kiritanpo. And the dish, we have Kiritanpo in the dish, in the pot. That's why we call Kiritanpo nabe, Kiritanpo hot pot. Okay. Okay. Looks like it's almost ready. Ta-da! And finally, we add seri at the very end. Add seri and simmer for 1 more minute. Do not cook too long after you put seri into the pod. Otherwise, you cannot enjoy like fresh aroma and fresh texture. I personally think this is the most important tip. The entire dish. Yeah, Matsuhashi-san is nodding. Okay. I think this is all. All right. It's done. I think it's done. This is how to make Kiritanpo. It is. Kiritanpo is very popular cuisine throughout the year, but especially in winter because it's hot. Actually, unfortunately, we have snow. We are snowing in Akita today, even in April. It's a typical winter dish in our hometown. In Akita, also sake is famous too. We have lots of rice crop, and it goes really well with Japanese sake, especially in winter. You can put If you like spicy, you can put shichimi chili powder on it, sprinkle on it. Ooh, looks good.
うん、うまそう。
Looks very good.
いい匂い。
Smells good, right?
うん
I hope I hope everyone can smell it. All right. Almost done. Almost done.
作品を作って。
All right. Thank you, Yuko-san. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is all from us.
Yes. Saito-san, we are done with cooking and showing the how to cook Kiritanpo. And this is a cherry blossom tree, the real one, and Akita's famous sake. And then this is a obon for the one person. Yes. And this is all from us. Yes.
It looks amazing. We all
hope
are
you enjoy
hungry and we're waiting for someone to come up with the way to smell via.
you.
Yeah.
It is wonderful. Does anybody have a last round of a question that you want to ask? How about if you have anything, do you want to raise your hand and or unmute and then ask questions? Steven-san, go ahead.
So is this the kind of dish, how frequently would a family eat this? Is this like once a month or every other day or?
Not every other day. It depends on the area. My parents from up north in Akita is Kiritanpo hot pot is originally from north part of Akita. So when you have guests or like gathering, we do like a barbecue style hot pot. The cherry blossom viewing season outside. Also,
once in a month.
once in a month in the winter. She's from south part of Akita, so maybe not that often, but for me, it's quite often.
Great. How about Laura-san?
Oh, hello. I was wondering
Hello.
if you guys could tell us what the ratio is for miso tampo, how much sugar you put into the miso.
Miso tampo. Miso tampo. Have you ever tried miso tampo? Does it?
Yeah, I lived in Akita for 2 years. I haven't.
Okay, I can explain what the miso tampo is. It's tampo covered with miso paste, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a snack, like a street food.
Oh, she sees it.
Wow, she has Akita dog? Oh
Yes,
my
it's
gosh. So cute. Your question was the ratio of the miso paste?
Yeah, so my host mother told me you put a little bit of sugar in your miso paste before you put.
I think it depends.
Oh, okay.
If you're sweet tooth, you can put a lot of, but I don't put too much.
Okay.
Or you can put how do you call it? A sesame seed.
Oh.
4本に小さじ1。
4本.
味噌タンポ4本で小さじ1ってレシピ。
Just a little bit of sugar. One, he looked it up, and 1 teaspoon of sugar for 4 servings.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a couple questions here. Can you add hakusai or daikon in a hot pot?
You can put any kinds. maybe some people are strict. This Kiritanpo has to be like this, but I think you can. But if you add hakusai and daikon, it's the broth is gonna be little watery.
Mm.
So you maybe you want to decrease some amount of water a little bit, but I think it's good.
Great. Also, when you eat it, do you use like ponzu or soy or anything like that?
Not for this dish. Not for this dish.
That was an easy no.
And actually, I have seen some recipe. I believe it was written from written by people somewhere outside Akita. At the very end of the recipe, they said they put ponzu, but I said that's no.
Gotcha.
But if you like it, you can, I think, try it out.
What do you do with the soup after everything has been eaten?
Good question.
Good question. Good question. I personally like making porridge.
Oh.
More rice.
Or I kind of like the Kiritanpo the day after. Sort of say this rice break apart and absorb the broth. I kind of like that too.
Yeah.
Or what else? Maybe udon. Udon noodle. You can put some noodle. Or what do you do? Usually I don't have that much left over because it's too good. I finished that. I finished
my
it
answer.
within a couple of rounds.
Thank you. I think that the last comment, so this is not a question, but a comment, and I forgot the name of who told me this, but somebody else lived in Akita and he or she said, misses him very much. Do you want to say hello, whoever it was?
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hi. Thank you for the presentation today. Hi.
Us.
Hi. Do you ever put udon in the soup? Yeah. I miss having miso tampo.
Everyone having miso tampo.
Yeah.
Popular all of a sudden.
I was surprised to hear it was snowing there.
I know.
I couldn't believe it. So you have sakura and snow.
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
yes. This is real sakura.
Oh, beautiful.
But also snowing. Also snowing.
Oh, is that from Senshu Park?
No. The person who took this said it's secret.
Oh, okay, quiet. Okay. Yeah.
It's usually forbidden.
I see. I see. I was surprised that you wrote Kiritanpo. I just assumed it would be with an N. I wondered, maybe, are you from Odate?
No, from Moriyoshi.
Moriyoshi.
It's
Oh, I see.
I think either way it's fine.
Oh, okay.
I like M because it's
okay. Oh, okay. Hogan.
It's my thing. Okay.
I see. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks.
And was it Dana-san? Dana-san?
Someone is raising her hand.
Dana-san?
I can't hear you. Is she saying something?
Oh, she's muted.
Yes. Oh, yes. No.
Hi. Hello. I still can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, can't hear you right now. All right. Thank you for joining us. Also, we have a hand up from the name that it says Makiko-san.
Oh, hi, this is Jeff. Makiko is my wife. She's from Akita. I have a question kind of unrelated to the Kiritanpo. I'm curious which breweries the sake is from that were.
松橋さん、お願いしま
This
す。
is the 福60。
あ、5条目。
そうです、そうです。
タのご乗
Yes.
あ、that's my
こんにちは。これは桜名月。桜名月というお酒です。新しい、ブランニューのお酒です。
あ
freshly made。桜名月。ああ、beautiful。
excellent. ありがとうございます。
秋田出身。
Does that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you.
Well, can we all say thank you? It was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
All right, now, can we all take pictures together? What should we say today instead of cheese? We'll say Akita. And we can open our mouth, I think. All right, hold on. Let me get ready.
The camera.
All right, ready?
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Akita. All right.
All right.
Thank you so much again. And since we are like best friends now, we would like to have another event with you again. And hopefully everybody else will join us. Thank you, thank you, thank you to our friends in Akita and also everybody else who participated. Thank you so much and see you in another event. Take care. Bye.
ありがとう。
See you again.
ありがとうございます。